Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world, talking about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, last pick of the sixth round. Okay, pick number 215 overall. We were like waiting and like, what's going to do with a quarterback? What are we going to do? Are we going to draft one early? Shador Sanders? Or what are we going to do in the middle rounds? Will Howard? Who are we going to get quarterback? Ultimately, we ended on Cam Miller at pick number 215, our last pick of three picks in the sixth round. I think we take a step back and we can say the team is comfortable and moving forward with Geno Smith as the starting quarterback. I don't know that we're drafting Cam Miller to be a starter, but a developmental guy, more than likely going to be a backup quarterback moving forward. But you never know. One thing that's great about Cam Miller is the fact that this dude's a winner, man. He went to North Dakota State, went over there, went 45-11, won 2 national championships in the FCS level. We've seen guys from the FCS go to the NFL and have great success. Now, at the quarterback level, it's a little bit more difficult, but it's not to say that it can't happen, especially given the skills that Cam Miller has. Look, one of the big things that you're looking at, especially at quarterback, regardless of where you played, if you don't have a lot of experience at quarterback, your learning curve is going to be a little bit more flat. Okay, it's going to take you a little bit more time to get up to speed. Talented players who have more experience in college end up having a little steeper of a learning curve where they get ramped up to where they're going a lot quicker. I'm not saying that Cam Miller is going to be a starting quarterback or a perennial All-Pro or anything like that, but he is a high floor, kind of moderate ceiling type of quarterback because of his physical traits. He doesn't have the prototypical size. He's not 6'4", he's not 230, he doesn't have a huge arm or anything like that. But what he does have is he has smarts, he's accurate with the football, he knows where to go with the ball, and he is very quick and fast and is able to elude tacklers to extend plays. When you're a backup quarterback, that's really what you're looking for. Realistically, you can't have multiple starting quarterbacks on your team. It just doesn't work out, okay? When you have a backup that's looking to develop, you want a guy who understands the offense, is accurate with the football, knows where to go, and can buy some time to protect himself and protect the ball. Ultimately, that's what Cam Miller can do. Plus, he's really competitive, and he wants to win. What we're going to take a look at today is his draft day interview to get to know him a little bit more and talk a little bit more about it. But before we do, I want to make sure everyone please to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free to do, and it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing absolutely nothing and just watching the video. Okay, now that we're done with that, let's watch Cam Miller's draft day interview.
Congrats, this is Vic from The Athletic. What was the draft process like for you? Hey, Cam, congrats, this is Vic from The Athletic. What was the draft process like for you, and what were your interactions with Pete Carroll and maybe even Tom Brady?
My emotions were pretty high. I don't remember a ton about the call. I was just super excited and very fortunate for the opportunity, and can't thank them enough for, taking a chance on a small school kid.
Cam, this is Hondo Carpenter with SI. Mark Davis, the owner, made it clear that Tom Brady was going to have a big.
Hey, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be fucking around my bed.
Big hand in this. I'm Davis, the owner. Cam, this is Hondo Carpenter with SI. Mark Davis, the owner, made it clear that Tom Brady was going to have a big hand in this. I'm just curious, have you had a chance to talk to him and talk about your interactions with him and how they described you in this offense, please?
I haven't had any interaction with Tom, but from every conversation that I've had with the GM, he has talked to me about how they want to bring in people that are winners, and they've been accustomed and used to winning games. And I think that was really the X factor in their choice to take me in the draft.
Cam, Levi Edwards with the Las Vegas Raiders digital team. You talked about coming from a small school, however, North Dakota State. you could consider the powerhouse of the small schools.
Mhm.
What is it about North Dakota State that, makes for such a winning tradition like you were talking about, but also develops NFL talent?
I think it starts at the top. I think just with the coaching staff and the head coach, they do a great job of bringing in individuals that have like-minded characteristics and people that know how to work hard, know how to show up on time, and know how to win games. So I just think that the recruiting part really helps. And for me, I was very fortunate enough to have great teammates, great coaches around me, and just it all started back in 2010, and even before then, just the guys that laid the foundation of what the expectation was, and that was winning championships. So I think every class from then on has lived up to that standard that they had set, and I think that's why we win a lot.
Hey, congratulations. I know you mentioned small school. You are coming off a championship game, obviously, against Tommy, who also ended up here. I guess, what are your thoughts on that? What's the relationship like? And I guess just can you hold it over and then you guys have that win?
I have the utmost respect for Tommy. He obviously won the best player, the best offensive player in the country this year, that award. And I wouldn't have wanted anybody else to win that award. And I said that after the ceremony. I think the way that he carries himself, the way that he plays the game, I'm super excited to work with him. And I think him and I have a very similar mindset. We're very driven, and we want to win games, and we want to make those around us better. And I think having played against him, you understand that he's a true competitor, and that's somebody that I want on my team.
Diplomatic answer.
How do you see yourself being a good fit for Chip Kelly's offense?
I just think coming from a pro style offense at North Dakota State, I'm accustomed to playing it under center, playing in the gun, playing a pro style offense. I think ndsu prepared me well just with the system, doing under center play action. Everything that we did in the gun, I think, is going to translate to the next level. And I'm excited to dive into the playbook and start to understand it a little bit more.
Cam, you mentioned that you are a pro-style set quarterback, but you do have the ability to run and use your legs. Would you talk about that part of your game, please?
I just think as I got older throughout college with more experience, you start to see the field a little bit different. And I think for me on situational football, third down, red zone, I felt like I could take a chance with my legs and make plays when needed. I think when stuff broke down or if there was a miscue up front, I could make plays with my feet, but it was never my priority to run the ball. It was really, if it was open, I was going to take it. And I think that element of my game evolved as I got older throughout college.
Last one, Carter.
Hey, Cam, congratulations. You weren't the starter when you first got to North Dakota State. Did you always have a mindset that you could eventually become a starter and eventually play in the NFL, or is that something that you had to grow into and that you had to gain that confidence as your career went on?
I think everybody has a dream of playing in the NFL, but I don't think it became a reality until about a year ago, a year and a half ago. I think after my junior year, I knew that I had the intangibles to play at the next level, but I think just the confidence that I had during my senior year really elevated my mindset and having the confidence that I can play at the next level, no doubt.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kim.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I keep saying it, but it's true. Like, they're just drafting solid dudes here with the Raiders. It's something that, honestly, it makes a ton of sense when you're taking a look at building a culture, right? You want to get good players, of course. That's kind of like, the given. But you want to have guys that are used to winning, used to knowing what it takes to win at a high level. When you go to North Dakota State, that's like, going to SC or Alabama or Michigan, a place like that, Ohio State. It's like these are the places that you go to win. You don't just go there just to hang out. You go there to win games. So at a smaller level, of course, but you can't tell them that they're a small level. A couple things that I really liked about it. He didn't really take the bait when it came to Tommy Mellott about holding it. I know that Adam Hill's a fun guy. He's a funny dude, and he was kind of like maybe throwing a softball to him to kind of, make him show some, personality, but he's pretty well schooled in media, and he didn't really take the bait. He said that he was very happy for Tommy Mellott for winning the Walter Payton Award, and he wouldn't rather have anyone else win it besides Tommy, and he did say that. Now, it's great. Another thing that I really liked that he said was, with experience, he learned to see the field differently. This is the experience that I'm talking about that you can't buy. You can't buy this type of experience no matter how talented you are. You have to be there in the games. You have to get the reps. You have to get the snaps to be able to get that experience. Cam Miller has that. Look, realistically, Cam Miller is going to be a lifelong backup in the NFL, but he could be a very good backup because of the skills he does bring. He doesn't have that huge arm. He is a little bit smaller in stature. If you're going to play at that level, you have to have an elite talent. I don't know that he has generally an elite talent other than what's in between his ears. I think he's very smart. He's very experienced and very capable that way. But the big arm isn't there. He is very accurate in the intermediate to short routes. He can get the ball out there if he's able to kind of, gear into it. And he's mobile. He's not like Tommy Mellott mobile. I don't know if many people are at the quarterback position, but he is mobile and elusive to be able to extend plays. So these are all things that are good for a backup quarterback to have. Just be a steady guy who's competitive and used to winning. He's going to push the starter and going to be able to get good reps no matter who's on the practice field or if he has to be in the game on the game field. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free to do, and it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing absolutely nothing and just watching the video, which I do appreciate. Of course, guys, again, I'm building a community here for you guys, okay? So please tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell your baby mamas, tell your friends' haters and your haters' friends and your mama's haters. Tell everybody. Raiders versus the world is the greatest thing going in Raider Nation today. All right, guys, that's my time. Until next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.